My oh my, the show where we call it as it is, in black and white, or in no color at all, as long as we call it at the end of the day. It's been a minute, 2 months. Wow, such a long time. I hope you've been fine because I equally have been doing fine. These are the end of the world, moving up and down. A few of you know where I've been, but that aside. So it has been the A to Z of life, and we started with A, and we were talking about being alive, if you remember. So let us continue with B, hoping we'll get to letter number 26, which is Z, or Z, as the Americans would like to call it. I'm your host, as always, Meshach Omuhaka Mkenya, and I'm glad to be here. Let's talk about B. We finished the previous series by saying that if you're breathing, then you got to be leading a life worth living. So if you are breathing, takes me to B. B for breathing. Take a moment and breathe with me. Just inhale and exhale. You feel how it feels nice when you inhale, especially if you're under some greenery like where I am right now, where the air is fresh. So you're taking in some fresh air. You're taking out some bad air. Then you're breathing in some good air. B for breathing. So let's talk about what we take in. We all know that if you decide not to breathe, you're gonna die. If you decide not to take in, you're gonna die. But again, if you decide to be taking in the wrong kind of air, you're also gonna die. So if you lock yourself in a room, a tight sealed room with GCO, as I hear, then you're there breathing in carbon monoxide. I'm a CRE teacher, I'm not a chemistry teacher, so I don't know how that thing is called anyway. You're going to die eventually, not because you aren't breathing, but because you're breathing the wrong thing. So B for breathing is not just about breathing. It's about breathing the right thing. It's about taking in the right air. It's about taking in quality air. And so I want to challenge us this evening. I'm talking in the evening. I want to challenge us this evening and ask you, what is it that we take in? Because again, what you take in to a great extent get to determine what kind of a person you get to be. Because you're a product of what you allow in. You know what they say about the sinking ships? They don't sink because there was a lot of water around the ship. They sank because some water was seeping into the ship. What do you allow into yourself? If you choose to allow oxygen into yourself, then chances are that you're going to be healthy. Your lungs are going to be healthy. Your bloodstream is going to be oxygenated. You're going to be okay. You're going to be able to do quite a number of other activities. Your brain is going to think. If you choose to deny your brain oxygen, wow, things are going to be terrible for you. And so eventually you realize that from your head to your toes, you need the right kind of oxygen for you to operate. Now, at your place of work, in your family, in your ministry, in your personal projects, you need the right kind of air being taken in. Let us now put this air in quotes. You need the right kind of air. What kind of friendships are you having around you? Because eventually they determine what kind of energy you're breathing in. If you have some negative kind of friends, people who think you can't make it, people who think that you're just doomed, you tell them that you have this idea and they tell you no one has ever done it and you're not going to be the first one. You have landed in a new workstation and you want to introduce a new idea and they tell you no one has ever tried that one here and there is no way it can work. If those are the kind of people you've surrounded yourselves with, then you've locked yourself in a tight sealed room with a GCO, you are breathing in carbon monoxide, you're going to die. That vision is going to die. That idea is going to die. That project is going to die. That otherwise brilliant thing that you would have brought up into the society is going to die because you decided to breathe in the wrong kind of energy, the wrong kind of air, the wrong kind of friendships. And so eventually, you are going to die. But if you choose to be taking in the right kind of oxygen, you choose to taking in the right kind of energy, you choose to take in the right kind of friendships, then eventually you realize that you are able to grow. You surround yourself with the people who believe that you can. And I want you to promise yourself from this very day that I'm not going to allow people who think that I can't. Drop them like a hot potato. Drop such kind of people. Any person who thinks you can't, any person who thinks that there is no possibility, whereas you're seeing some realm of possibility, that kind of people, you need to drop them, because you're taking in the wrong kind of thing. I mean, if a married person is going to look for pieces of advice from persons who are not married, they are breathing in the wrong kind of air into their marriage. Because I'm not married, me, Meshach, I'm not married. A married person comes to me telling me that their wife is disturbing them. I'm going to give them the same solution I would give when my girlfriend disturbs. But then, my relationship with a girlfriend is very different from a relationship with a wife. Because with a wife, it is till death do you part. With a girlfriend, there are a few modalities here and there. We are not at point till death do us part. But then if you're going to come to me to give you an advice, then chances are I'm going to tell you, chana na huyo. Like this morning I read a very funny quote. If you can't change the girl, change the girl. How you use that information is up to you. But the point is, I'm going to give you a different kind of advice from what you actually need. So take in the right kind of advice, the right kind of air, the right kind of, energies to build your relationship. Then eventually that relationship is going to grow. Take in the right kind of energies, the right kind of vibes for you to build your projects. Take in the right kind of everything, the right ingredient for you to build whatever it is that you want to build. Then eventually you will realize that you're starting to grow. And so try and run away from breathing things that are not going to help you, and start breathing important things that are going to keep you alive. A was for alive, and we say that you need to keep your project alive, you need to keep your marriage alive, you need to keep your family alive, you need to keep yourself alive, your vision and your goals, you need to keep them alive. But my dear, for you to keep them alive, trust you me, you need to breathe. You will need to breathe the kind of ingredients that are keeping all these things alive. So start today. Sit under a tree in the afternoon and breathe the right kind of oxygen. Sit under blessed men and women of God and start breathing the anointing therein. Sit under experienced people who have done the same thing that you want to do and start breathing that kind of experience that they have. Sit under people that are going to guide you and to show you what you really need to do with whatever it is that you're going through. B for breathing. Try and breathe the right thing into your life. Try and breathe the right thing into your spiritual life. Try and breathe oxygen and not just any other kind of air. Because eventually, it's not the ability to breathe that keeps you alive. The quality of air that you breathe that keeps you alive. So if you're breathing, you have to continue leading a life worth living. I'll say that again, just in case you didn't hear it. If you're breathing, keep on leading a life worth living. Follow me on my Twitter handle, Instagram and Facebook, Meshach Omhaka Mkenya. Subscribe. Subscribe on this channel, Meshach Omhaka Mkenya. Let us continue having this conversation, the A to Z of life. Thank you and God bless you.